just made some delicious low carb bread, and it's low carb because it doesn't have your traditional wheat flour that bread is normally made with. So this is made with ground flax seeds, ground almonds, some seasoning, some butter and eggs, and let me show you how I made it. Well, welcome to my kitchen. My delivery to make my bread has arrived. So I love baking fresh bread, not with wheat flour though. Wheat flour, any type of grain, is fattening. So I tend to use linseeds, almond flour, which helps keep your hormones stable, insulin levels low, and then if we don't spike our insulin levels, we don't put on weight. So it doesn't take long, it's simple. Bag of almond flour, my organic ground linseed, so I pop this on the weighing scale. So this is Jane Ash's 180 grams of ground almond flour. You can use, it's ever so forgiving almond flour. So you can have a little bit less or a little bit more. So 100 grams of ground linseed. Oh, 120 went in there. I'll put in some pink salt, black pepper. In fact, whilst that is going, I should get this butter, real butter. Don't use margarine or fake factory fats, which are not healthy for humans. Eating butter, again, does not make you fat, even though we've been told that. I'm going to use 75 grams. Gold bullion bars these are. Pop that in the oven. Just to melt that because that's going to come into my fish. This is like speed baking. Probably how to bake bread in 3 minutes. So we've got the salt, the pepper, the almonds, the flax, and I like to add a little bit of rosemary. You can add anything, any herb that you like really. I just like rosemary. Put olives in, tomatoes even, to go for that more Mediterranean type bread. So we'll give that a little bit of a mix. So a nice little mix. If I was cooking in a kitchen for people, I would have my hair tied back, but I'm not at home. So 6 eggs. I mean, if you wanted it a lot more fluffy, you just add 4 whole eggs and 2 egg whites. But again, doesn't really matter to me. So 6 eggs straight in. Gonna whisk them now. butter is melting in the oven. In fact, I did get some chia seeds out, so I will have. It's all optional. You don't have to add chia seeds. Nearly there. So it's really the dry ingredients of flax seeds, ground flax, ground almonds and seasoning, and then the wet ingredients of eggs and butter. So we melted the butter. So we'll just stir this in. A lovely mixture to make a bread. Again, having the eggs in the fat, it's not unhealthy. They're a natural food. So we'll stick this in the oven. Gas mark 4, 5, electric 160, 180 for about half an hour. If you've got pecans, you can add pecans on. You can even put the tomatoes and the olives on top of that as well if you like. Pop that in. I will check it in 15 minutes and we'll see how it is. Okay, 35 minutes, 40 minutes has passed. Keeping away, smells delicious. Oh my goodness, look at that. Absolutely delicious. Red hot. I'll let that cool a little bit. Before I do try a bit. I mean, it's not like your traditional baked bread. I stopped eating store-bought bread about 4 years ago. You know, I was becoming closer to a diabetic from eating too much sugar, too much wheat and processed food. So I had to make big changes, and one of them was giving up bread. But good substitutes are baking bread but using products such as flax seeds and almond flour that don't spike insulin. because insulin is a growth hormone and it's a fat storing hormone. So this looks done. I'll just let it cool down. In fact, I'm going to put that on there because I am hungry now. So I will just have it with more butter. Butter does not make you fat. I'm healthier now than I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I'm nearly 47 from reintroducing good quality fats and good quality food back into my life and getting rid of the junk food. I can remember my grandma used to do this when I was younger. She used to put thick wedges of butter onto her bread with thick wedges of cheese, and she was really overweight. So I always used to think it was the fat in the cheese, but actually it wasn't. It would have been the bread. But like I say, this bread is a little bit different. So we'll just let that melt. Look at that. Let it cool down. Smells delicious. And for the tasting,